Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for continuing to tune into my YouTube channel, listen and actually take part in the conversation, whether your comments, sharing, liking, it all adds value. So whenever I receive messages from you, emails from you, I do take time to read them. Sometimes it takes a few days, but I have taken time to look into this. Now, one thing that really pisses me off is how the UK veterans are treated by UK politicians and government. We've seen it. Now, each year, the Veterans Affairs Office, the new Veterans Affairs Office, gets a few £1 million thrown at it, which is a drop in the ocean compared to a few £1 million every day, 50, 60, 70 million a day, being spent on illegal immigrants, asylum seekers, economic migrants. Now, we are being told that there's a black hole. There seems to be a black hole after a black hole after a black hole as far as our Chancellor is concerned and economic finances are concerned. But it is being ignored, isn't it? The UK taxpayer and those that serve their country are being hammered to pay extra money, extra taxes, electricity bills, heating, food, transport, everything, trains. We're being blamed on an NHS crisis. The NHS are underfunded. The NHS are not underfunded. They never have been. What happens to the NHS when it costs millions and millions of pounds each year to pay for interpreters? Interpreters that aren't needed by UK or British citizens, are they? No, they're needed by foreigners and those coming to the country on an NHS health tourism trip. We found out today that £200 million is being spent every year on NHS tourism. Those coming into our country were being lied about. Super injunctions being paid. Landlords being given incentives by the Home Office to house illegal immigrants. It was only a few days ago we found out that a veteran that served in Afghanistan and fought against the Taliban, who was there on behalf of the UK government to serve his country, was actually turfed out of his own property, so his landlord could make more money by housing an Afghan refugee. Now, the problem we have in the UK is that landlords are given incentives to house asylum seekers, illegal immigrants, economic migrants, but there's no incentive whatsoever for landlords to house a homeless veteran, those that serve their country. So we are being hoodwinked. The Prime Minister can say whatever he wants. Politicians can say whatever they want. Successive governments have failed to look after the very men and women that serve the UK. It's quite sad, but when you mention certain things online, it's a hate crime. You're a racist. Bear in mind, the UK armed forces have all religions, creeds, colours, serving under the ranks as one, as a brotherhood, as a sisterhood. There's no religion or colour in the armed forces. But whenever you try and stick up for a group of individuals of all races and colours, you're demonised. You're demonised as right wing. You're demonised as wanting to stir the pot. At the same time, you're influxing these areas where armed forces personnel live after being traumatised serving their country. You're sticking men and women in those areas that add trauma to the very men and women that served the country. There's no way back, as far as I'm concerned. Labour, Conservative are dead. They have no interest in looking after the public. And if they did care about the public safety, why would they deem it necessary to pay hundreds of thousands of pounds for a super injunction to hide the fact that we had just wasted nearly £8 billion of taxpayers' money on flying these families, thousands of them, to the UK? Why would that need a super injunction if it wasn't dishonest and it wasn't hoodwinking the public? Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for sticking with the channel. And if you want, you can join the channel as a member. Take care and have a great day.